coming movie, I'm a Yoruba married an Igbo woman in the movie, and the Igbo tribe, you know, supported the husband that is a core Yoruba king. They supported with their traditions and everything. It was beautiful.
Is that coming out this year?
Yeah, that's one of the films you should look out for this year.
Do you want to tell us the title?
Cross-cultural.
Yes, I can tell you the title for free. It's 7 Doors.
Seven Doors.
Yeah, watch out for it.
7 Doors.
It's going to be big.
There you go. So you heard it here. 7 Doors.
Yeah.
This year. When?
For the first time on the morning.
Is this the first time you're talking
This
about
is the first time I'm saying it anywhere.
So there you go, exclusive right here on Channels Television's Morning Brief. 7 Doors. When is it coming out? Mid-year?
Mid-year, yeah.
Mid-year. We'll of course be looking forward to that, and of course premiering. Have you started shooting yet?
Don't.
So, what is the origin of 7 Doors, and where do 7 Doors lead? Now, I've watched the reviews online. I must admit I haven't seen the movie, but the reviews have been giving me goose pimples, and I can't wait, you know, to get on Netflix and see the movie. But let's get first-hand backstory of production, acting, going into character, and all the other elements that went into cooking that very good spicy movie that most Nigerians have been seeing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Nollywood greats Femi, Adebayo, and Choma Chukwuka. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Brief. It's great to have both of you on the show.
Thank you very much.
It's a comeback for Femi.
Yes,
it's a comeback. So that was exclusive.
Yes.
Good morning. So, the question that is running through the minds of most Nigerians is, Uncle Femi, flesh and blood did not reveal the story to you. So what did?
Well, the story is actually inspired by a true life story of a particular king. You know, that's what actually inspired the story. You know, and I have the opportunity of being close to the king, so we were not talking, and he just told me that so many people feel the moment you become a king, you're not human anymore. You don't have feelings anymore, you know. And I asked him further questions like, how do you mean? So he spoke to me about his love life. And I was able to pick that. Okay, so when we now have conflicts between that love and our culture, our tradition, what happens? Which supersedes? So I started thinking about, oh, this should be an interesting theme to work on. And that was how it came about the story. Yeah.
So, one of the things I like about you and your production, I'm coming to you, man. Your own is special. So we're coming to you.
Why is my own special?
Because he's been here.
Okay.
You have been on the show, so we're welcoming you specially.
Thank you.
So, one of the things I like about your production is like you break barriers. You literally say, no matter what it will take for me to get this story out, I'm going to get this story. I've seen a couple of your movies. I've seen bits and pieces of 7 Doors. So, what is it that gives you the audacity? Because that's quite important in achieving anything. It's great to sit down and think of an idea, because we're going to go to the nitty-gritty of the movies. It's great to sit down and have an idea, but execution is a different kettle of fish, especially when they present you with a budget. You may just think it's no longer the will of God for you to do it. So what makes you carry on?
Well, I'm just a go-getter, you know, and I just think that if I should do it at all, I should do it well. I don't want to leave room for, I should have done it this way. So why didn't I do it that way at that time, you know? And that's always in my mind. So, and I always want to make the next production better than the last one. So I'm happy, I'm excited. I've had people say, oh, this is even better than Jagun Jagun. You know, I'm excited about that. Though they're different genres. You know, Jagun Jagun is an action film. You know, pure epic action film. You know, if I can call it a war film, you know. But 7 Doors is a drama, even a series. But they're still comparing. Makes sense. So my next production after 7 Doors should be able to, beat
surpass
7 doors.
the
Yeah.
achievement of 7 doors.
So I'm coming to you now. You're looking at me.
She's wondering, what are they going to ask?
Suspicious eyes.
Everything you want to say is what we want to ask.
Okay, so for me, I'm interested in knowing, because you are the the king's favorite in the movie, but you also represent something symbolic, which is the cross-cultural element of the movie. So how does that resonate for you, not just in the movie but also in real life?
So, first thing is, it's possible that we will have our differences but live as one. It is actually possible. The most important key in life is love. If you love your neighbor as yourself, I don't see any reason why you can't live together in peace. We all know how, I don't want to delve into that, but we know what you're talking about. And tribe is what is the last, card that is usually played when things like that happen, and it creates a barrier between people, which shouldn't be. We're one. I mean, we're of the same skin color, we're in the same country and all of that. But what 7 Doors did for me is I used that to tell people that this is possible. We're still one regardless.
So there are layers to your problem in that movie. One is a cultural problem. I remember a particular clip I watched. Maybe you walk us through how you're able to come into character to tell us that, because it was quite instructive. You told him as a king, first, I have to share you with the kingdom. And then now, the way she said it, she didn't just say 7 women. She counted in Igbo.
In Igbo.
Walk us through that.
So first of all,
because it's a pressure you had to deal with. Walk us through that process without spoiling, so that people can see and see the movie.
Yes. So it's actually Femi's directorial debut, right? And he did such a fantastic job. From walking into set the very first day, Femi said, Choma, this is who I want you to be. I already read the script, I already had my interpretation in my mind, but when Femi started talking and I caught his vision, I had more pressure. I'm like, am I going to be able to deliver this role the way he pictured it, or the way he's picturing it at that time? So it was like we're walking together. And it made it easier because he played my husband, right? So it was like, do it like this. This is how it's. Are you sure? So we had, those little arguments, but it kind of took away a bit of the pressure when we started filming, eventually. So having the ability to interpret the role of Amaka, the wife, and then the queen, and then the suffering wife, the enduring wife, was I just had to find a way to weave all of them together, because it was a lot for that character, right? There's some scenes that didn't make it to the final cut, and I wish the world saw those scenes, because it will break your heart. It will break your heart.
So why didn't you put it, Femi?
I don't know, and I don't want to say what those scenes are, so, but with every step of the way, playing that role, all the things I had to do, it became like it was happening to me, like it was live, and we had all the support we had. I don't know how Femi did it. Everybody came with their A game. Everybody came like, if we don't do this thing, we'll die. That's how it was, and then he had his family support. They were there every day, every scene 1 to end of every shoot, from day 1 to day end. And what more can you ask for when you have the love and support of family and friends, coming together to, bring your vision to life? So it was difficult, but I was able to, find my way through it.
So,
Gola, sorry, before I allow Gola come in. Yes, those cuts. That's what we're going to do a special series on director's cuts. She's mentioned something. So promise, you promised us 7 days in January.
7 Doors.
7 Doors, sorry, my apologies. 7 7 doors.
Yeah.
You are here in December. 2025 is coming. Are you giving us director's cut? Courtesy of Choma's revelation.
Exclusive to the morning brief.
So that's the question. Am I giving you?
I mean, all of us that are your fans and fans of your work.
I'm not sure. Because fine, those scenes were actually very lovely, you know, but when I'm at post, you know, I'm a pacey person. So I love my project being very pacey. You know, and 7 Doors, in as much as there are some scenes that are extremely emotional, and there are some that are very, very funny. So it's a mixture of laughter and sorrow, kind of. So I don't want to take it through too much of emotions.
Yeah.
You know, those things she's actually talking about. We obviously break down to the extent like, am I watching a movie? And people are even doing that even with this. So I actually want it to be like a mission. So I'm going to be, of course, releasing those special cuts, probably on my own YouTube
with a film,
page.
there has to be balance, right? You don't want it to be too deep for people to handle. The reviews are so overwhelming. I've seen reviews of people praying, like pausing the film, pausing the series to pray. Father, Lord God, everything that my grandfather did, my great-grandfather, please, it ends with them. It should not come to my generation, and whatever I'm doing, let it end with me. It should not filter into my children.
I'm going straight to Netflix.
It's that serious.
It's actually beyond,
it's that serious, and
it's
people
actually
are praying.
beyond what me, the producer,
I mean, you know, you have something, but when it comes out, people see it in another light. People are saying, God, please, give me a love like Amaka's love. Give me this. And I'm like, really? Let me even start praying that prayer.
And you know that's part of the story. The fact that people are bursting out praying and talking about what our forefathers did back then, and you know, manifesting in patterns. You know, how true is that, you know, for you and within the context of the African culture? And what are the lessons that we can learn, you know, from that storyline that 7 Doors brings to our doorsteps and to our homes?
So we know that the African culture is neck deep in, you know, some traditional fetish things and all of that, and those things are real. I know that the spiritual controls the natural, right? And I know that the sins of the fathers, if you do not pray, you will end up eating sour grape, because that's what they did. There's something called generational curses, and there's something also called generational blessings. So you choose the one you want. Those curses cannot come to me and my children. You know, you have to put your foot down. I remember, I'm going to use myself as an example. I remember when my surname used to be Omuka, right? And something our forefathers did, I think they said, I don't know how true the story is, but they said they killed some slaves and something happened, they buried them alive. And so one of the slaves said, for as long as this, whatever, people will continue to die in this household. And so young men were dying, children were dying, nothing. They would just fall ill. 1 day they would die, 2 days they would die, older ones would die, nothing. They would just, so I saw a pattern, you know, and it was based on what I had heard, and I don't know how true the story is. Like I said, I had to start praying, you know. And my father himself, I saw that he declared, he's still declaring to today, he said he would live up to 120. He's old, he's in his 90s, and I know that he will get to 120 because I came to this life, I heard him say that. And so he had a reason for saying that. So me, I'm declaring too that, you know, I don't want 120. I don't want the one that I'll not be seeing well. I'm already wearing glasses. So if I get to 95, 96, glory be to God. At least I'll see my children's children and children's children. I'll be a great grandparent, right? So those are the things. Those are the lessons, one of the lessons you pick from 7 Doors. And we continue to pray. Those things didn't happen in a day, so you can't just pray over it in a day. You have to keep praying, keep reaffirming, keep stamping your foot in the ground to say, this is what I want to possess, and all of that.
You know, beautiful story. But Femi, walk us through the complexities of thoughts. Because we've seen movies with great storyline, but the plot just kills it. Just destroy the entire project, and you're like, oh, she didn't have gone this way. Oh, this was absolutely unnecessary. Oh, this person should have done that, all that. So how are you able to keep it together and say, okay, this is the sequence of my production and my thought process that will be able to land the audience to where they are supposed to be. Someone said, how you know a great movie is a conversation after the movie ends and the credit starts rolling. If nobody talks, there's problem. If everybody starts debating about what they've just seen, then there's a conversation. How do you put together your plot?
So I'm going to give that to my team. You know, I don't do my plot alone. I conceive ideas, concepts alone. You know, so my developments, I have a team that we develop my stories together, we plot together, and by the time we start to plot, you know, we have a lot of arguments, and so after plotting, I invite people that are not even in the industry at all. You know, what do you feel? So I feel the perspective of a layman. You know, what you feel. So from my story, I start to feel what the audience will feel, and it takes me back to the table. So makes my plots very, very, you know, perfect to a reasonable extent. You know, so that's how I go about it. It's not a one-man job. It's not what I do alone. All right. So, but I mean.
How much did it cost you to produce this movie?
Brother, we don't discuss that.
So
I'm a come and love that.
You don't do things like that.
My wife has answered me.
No, LIRS, they are not watching.
Who told you?
FIRS, they will soon be renamed.
My wife don't answer me.
As a matter of fact, I wasn't even paid on this job.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Femi.
Yes, it was done out of friendship.
Out of love, since
Yes.
you were going to be his wife
Because
anyway.
you mentioned LIRS, but I tell you, it's $7 everywhere. They must have given this
They'll
some
not-
plenty money. They'll
they'll
come
not send you
after.
later.
They did not. The family did not pay me.
What about the details of the Netflix partnership? We know that some funds also come from that space.
Oh, funds. Oh, sorry.
She's a great wife.
Fantastic work.
You understand? Okay, so partnership with Netflix is like the misconception people have. Netflix is leaving Nigeria and all that. Netflix is still partnering with so many producers. All right. So what has been said was that, okay, we might not be commissioning projects. So when you do projects, you take it to the cinemas and we have the choice to say we want to acquire, you know, on our platforms, you know. So that means we still have partnership with Netflix. All right. So after 7 Doors, obviously so many people are expecting to see Jagun Jagun 2, you know, which is obviously going to come on Netflix next year. You know, so there are still partnerships with Netflix going on with other producers. So we're still there.
All right. Many would perhaps do not know that you're a lawyer who is now acquiring directorial prowess and production prowess. Okay, so a lot also is being said about the stunts in the film, and I have seen quite a few. Still talking about secrets. I wonder if you're going to be sharing some of those secrets, because I've seen, you know, the accident scene are so profound. I have to carry my face when I'm watching some of them.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that as well.
Well, I'll give that to the SFX team and the VFX team, right? So I always have a picture, you know, and I put my picture in meetings, and I just, how can you make this better? So Akim Effect is a fantastic guy. The guy is a genius.
I know Akim.
Trust me, he's a genius. Akim is
He's born for
is
the
an
job.
asset
to
the nation that needs to be, you know, well celebrated.
Will you get him for us?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
The fantastic story about Akim is he didn't go to school to study
To
what
learn
he's doing.
it.
Yeah.
You know, I can get Akim and the VFX team, they work together, and we're able to come up with that. You know, so the logs of woods were prepared by Akim. So truly, if you have the log of wood that we made hit you, you won't even feel pain. And still have a log of wood.
We cannot end without talking to Chioma one more time.
Yeah.
So, What does it, what kinds of scripts, and you are an OG in the game, so we have to give you your flowers.
Thank you.
Anytime, any day. So at this point, I don't expect you to be doing auditions anymore.
We still do.
No, she should be auditioning others.
Yes, so
Well.
that's how we see you. We're just telling you how we perceive it.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
What kind of scripts come to you? When the scripts come to you, how do you look at it and say, okay, this is not, I can't do this. I'm asking this for younger generation who are watching, who just want to take on just about anything at the end of the day because of money.
So for me, over the years, what has endeared me towards the kind of jobs that I do is the lessons that will be learned from the film. And how if it just clicks, I don't know how it happens. If there has to be a connection between the script and my imagination and the character I'm playing in that film. If there's something so off about it, I don't do it. I don't do it. There has to be a connection. I guess I can't describe it. You look at it and you know. Well, like when Femi sent the script to me and said, this is it and all of that, I should read it. The script came in black and red. So I would never forget.
I was mentioning this black and red.
This black and red. I was so confused. I said, what's going on here? And then the black was in English, the red was in Yoruba. And I said, so I don't understand. Because some parts didn't have the English, the Yoruba interpreted, right? But because born and bred in Lagos, you have to have some basic Yoruba understanding in school. So I was able to say, okay, this is this is that, and all of that.
Don't worry,
so,
we have married you. We're going to give you a Yoruba name.
Please, I would love that. So I when he told me the story and I read the entire series, I was like, no, this is what I want. This is a message I preach as a human being, as Chioma. And so I would want to do it in films because films last a lifetime. So the message will continue to be there for generations. Yes.
Of course, we have to have you back, Chioma. So much to glean from you, from your wealth of experience, and have you back. We've enjoyed the conversation thoroughly, but I'm sure not half as much as we would enjoy watching Seven Doors.
Oh, please.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
Femi Adebayo, filmmaker, actor, legendary actress, Chioma Akpotha. Thank you so much for coming on the
I'm
show.
just an actor. All that legend is scary.
Well, we confer it on you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So from this point, we'll take a break. When we return, we'll tell you how to get that perfect Christmas gift for your loved one. Stay with us. We'll be right back.